Massive, massive warning. The $3 trillion ticking time bomb I don't hear anybody talking about. Now, we are early in our research of this, but I wanted to put this warning out to the public. Of course, this is just my research. We've been really paying attention to the markets, working to understand how to protect our wealth during volatile times. But I do want to bring something to your attention. I don't hear anybody talking about this. So, our team is deeply researching, and we're going deep into new wealth transfer podcasts today on private credit. I truly believe that this is the next 2006 to 2008, just like the housing collapse. It collapsed in 2000, 2006 to 2008. The pandemic collapsed in 2020, and I feel that the new bubble is forming in private credit. This is so big that the Federal Reserve doesn't even know how to quantify this and doesn't know how systemic it is. But what is private credit? Now, we are early in our research of this. Just to give you an example, BlackRock has a big push to deepen investments of the masses into private credit. And the increase of from 2014 to 2026 has been massive. Private credit is non-bank financial institutions lending. Now, here's the issue. You have banks lending and now non-bank financial institutions lending. Well, why would they be lending so much? And why would it increase so dramatically from 2014 to close to 2024 coming into 2026? It's because interest rates were so low in the printing of money because everything's debt, guys. But this is the issue that I want to bring to your attention. And this is what we see. We've helped 15,000 people worldwide. And 99% of people I meet with, this is truth, especially on our brokerage side. We own a financial brokerage on the insurance side where we help people with family banking concepts. Most people have no idea what their 401k is in. And so if there is a push to put our 401ks into private credit, that means they're pushing you into a market that is unregulated, but we have no idea how systemic this is. And we can't measure the health of the companies giving the credit and the companies that receive the credit. Because the problem is we're not in a low interest rate environment anymore. We're at 120% debt to income ratio in America. Companies are on the brink of collapsing right now because they can't survive because they're buried in debt. And I believe, and we're very early in this conversation, that the private credit markets are going to be the next crack in the stock market. So we're going to pay attention to this. We're going to continue to bring you this information. Check out the new Wealth Transfer podcast on the 3T Warrior Academy YouTube channel. I'm bringing my whole team to the forefront where we're going to get deep into these conversations. And of course, I'm not saying I'm an expert in this, but I do want to bring this to your attention. This is how we protect our wealth. So I'm going heavy into defense now. I always buy in the red bear markets. I'm only buying 4 cryptos right now, not financial advice: XRP, Bitcoin, WLFI, and Solana. XRP is 43% of my portfolio, Bitcoin is 40%, WLFI is 4%, and Solana is 3.7%. We are heavy in cash value life insurance for protection of our principal, market-like returns, and leverage on the right side to buy more assets or cash flow. Precious metals, I use silver, I use Bitcoin as my gold for stability, and I like Berkshire for defense. I also am invested in cash dividend stocks because cash flow is king, cash is trash. I take the income outside of debts and non-negotiables and the cash from my dividend stocks, and I buy more XRP and Bitcoin. I'm sticking with assets that are deflationary, that have fixed supplies that I believe are going to be part of the monetary system for the future. And I'm staying out of things like this that are attached to things like private credit and bubbles that I believe are going to come collapsing down. So I feel that you shouldn't just have an offensive strategy waiting for a crypto to go parabolic. Or think about this. Offense is the 401k and cryptos like this, which I love it because that's where I profit and make a lot of money. But what you use as retirement, we are actually buying and selling to get into defense. So when the markets are going up, we're pulling profits and going into defense. And when the markets are extremely red, now we're going in because markets always cycle and there'll be another collapse. And I just want to put it out there. We'll continue to bring this to you, but I believe private credit markets are going to be the next collapse in the stock market. So we'll see how this goes. Pay attention because you're paying for your attention. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Love you guys.